But Michael's busy all the time, and a couple of songs that he's pushing right now, plus a couple of digital albums. And I really want to get into the kind of the strategy behind what you're doing right now. Let's chat about the latest single. I guess there's really two of them. There's Old Army Hat, and then there's
Yeah.
Stones as well.
Yeah.
And Old Army Hat is an old Bill Anderson and Walt Aldridge song. Who you
Yeah.
couldn't get lesser songwriters, right, Michael, on this one or what?
Right. Well, they're both became good friends, and so it's an honor to record their song.
Yeah. So this is kind of about what 15 years old, 12 years old. This song, and it's just being re-released, or how does that work?
Well, here's the story is, when you're in the spotlight, everybody, hears about you often, and then when you step away from the spotlight, for any number of reasons that happens in an artist's career, people think you've stopped making music. So during the season that I stepped away from the spotlight, I continued to make albums. So I made probably 10 albums
Yeah.
over a course of 15 years. And the only people that heard them were people that came to my shows. And the only people that bought them were people that bought them off my table. So when this new season in my performing career began to manifest itself, the record label Star Vista said, hey, we really like these two albums. Actually, there's three albums. They're going to release another one in the fall. But there's two albums they said they wanted to release right away. One is called Down on the Farm, and the other is called We Are Veterans.
Yeah.
So they are songs that were recorded a while back, but for the most part, nobody's ever heard them. So if you've never heard a song, I guess it's new to you, right?
Right.
So
Sure.
and they albums still sound fresh. And if you're a fan of '90s country, I think you'll really enjoy these records.
And so is this kind of man, this is twofold, I think, for me, right? Number one, it's kind of rewarding the fans that have stuck by you and knew these songs already, and now there's
Right,
just more accessibility to the music now for those
right,
folks that have been following
right.
you. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it gets your brand back on people's eyeballs and back on their lips and things like that too, right?
Well, it's nice to be at a place in my career where um, it doesn't feel like striving. It feels like just an opportunity
Yeah.
to have another chance to continue the conversation. I remember hearing Minnie Pearl say once that there's two kinds of performances. One is a performance where the artist walks out and says, "Here I am."
Yeah.
And then there's another kind of performance where the artist walks out and says, "There you are."
Yeah.
And it's not that one's better than the other, but for me, I like to feel like I'm sharing a moment with people, you know, and that has never changed for me since the very beginning. And the new rise of interest in my music is making me so happy because it's increasing the number of opportunities that I have to walk out and say, "There you are."
Yeah.
Like let's have a memorable time tonight. Let's laugh, let's cry, let's leave tonight saying, "Wow, what happened tonight? That was so great." So that's where my heart is, and I love doing it. I've never stopped loving doing it, and it seems like the tide is rising again to allow me to do that more.
And that's incredible stuff. You talked about these two new records at Star. Well, they're not new; they're just being digitally released for the first time through
Yeah.
Star Vista. Talk about the strategy behind that. Because is it just trying to kind of get stuff out there digitally that you've had physical copies of for so long, kind of trying to update it to the 21st century? Is that the biggest strategy behind it, or is there more to it than that?
Well, I think there's more to it than that in this sense. When you make a record, you want to be heard. So the first thing I think is the fact that Star Vista said to me, "Hey, these albums are deserving of people hearing them. And they're not in a time capsule somewhere. And guess what? The music doesn't get wrinkles."
Yeah,
Right? So it'll sound fresh and new to people. So that was great encouragement. And then the second thing is, I've a lot of new music. And, for us, these albums are paid for, they're done, they're finished. Let's put them out and share them with people and see what comes from that. And hopefully, it will open the listening of people's listening. It'll open their hearts to hearing new stuff from me. And I have a lot of new music, and it's sort of a cliche to say it's my best music of my career, but when your manager and your team tells you this is the best music you've ever made,
yeah,
then you have to sit back and go, well, that's an objective from their perspective. So I'm excited about the new music. I can't wait to play songs for people that'll make them laugh and make them want to dance and
So
make them
it's
say,
kind
"Oh,
of like
that's me."
this stuff that's being re-released is kind of like the opening act for the main event that is the new music that you have coming, in a
Well,
way.
that if there's a strategy to it, that's part of it. I think, if we put it out and nobody cared, well, then you'd have to say to yourself, what are we doing? But there seems to be a great deal of interest in it, and it just couldn't make me happier because this is why I'm here. This is why I'm on the planet, is to try to find those moments where 1+1 = 1,000.
Yeah.
Like two people's energy and an audience comes together with an artist and something's created that makes the world a better place.
Yeah, and I don't know who said that to you about making the best music of your career right now, but I 100% agree. This new single called Stones is quintessential Michael Peterson. Like, it's so good. You still got the great vocals. The song's writing is top notch. Tell us about this song, Michael.
Well, Stones was written by John Michaels, Kim Tribble, and Jimbo Henson. Three great songwriters out of Nashville. And the first time I heard it, the first thing that came to my mind was, wow, that sounds like a song I would have written.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so it just right away I had an affinity for it. And to me, the best story songs aren't just, well, we met some girls at a bar and then we went to another party and then, hey, thanks for hanging out. No, that's not a story. A story takes you like, okay, it was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it takes you somewhere. And Stones is one of those songs that takes you through the whole seasons of people's lives, from the time you're a young child to the time that you're laid to rest. It's just one of those songs that works on every part of our lives, and it tells it in such an elegant fashion. It truly is a song I wish I'd written.
I think
But
one
if
of the
couldn't
most
write
famous
it,
examples of that, Michael, is Three Bells by the Browns, if you remember that song.
Right,
kind
of course.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It just takes people on a journey. So I love this song, Stones, and it's deserving of being heard.
It's
And
an
it went to
incredible
number one
song,
in
dude.
Europe recently. So
Really, really good song. I'm excited that that it's out into the world, and I want people to really take some time to go listen to it. Because
Thanks.
I mean, if you were a fan of Michael Peterson, and perhaps you didn't know he was still around making music, has been all this time. I've been friends with you on Facebook forever. It feels,
Right.
and so I know that you've been busy all this time. And but man, the new stuff is. It's just quintessentially you, and
Thanks.
so if people are fans of what you've done in the past, they're gonna love the new stuff for sure.
Thank you so much.
Barely old enough to call it love, showing off, skipping rocks across the water. Stones, I handed one to you. You put it in your pocket, said you loved it, said you'd keep it forever. Stones, one by one, they mark our passage along this winding road we're on. And with each turn we take, from the cradle to the grave, our lives are paved with stones. Tiny velvet box, one perfect little rock, a little thing, it's just a ring, but it says marry me. Stones, we'll build ourselves a home where love's the cornerstone, and we'll have children, they'll have children, till they roll off on their own like stones. And one by one they mark our passage along this winding road we're on. From the cradle to the grave, our lives are paved with verse stones, stepping stones, skipping rocks and dodging lots of sticks and stones. Well, I've been on both sides of throwing stones. Years are like the wind, they're here and gone, and then they'll blow away our every trace, all except our names engraved in stones. And one by one they mark our passage along this winding road we're on. And with each turn we take, from the cradle to the grave, our lives are paved with stone.